Alright everyone, this is Dr. H, your friendly wargame guy with the Air Command and Staff College. I would like to talk to you today about the Sync Matrix. This is one of several products or documents that you're going to use during the execution of the wargame, and both in the wargame itself, but also in CW you may want to use this. So I'm going to just walk you through what we have here. So remember, we have an op board. That op board lays out, beginning to end, all the things we need for the operation, for our total operation, which includes stuff that we're not going to get to play in the war game because we don't have time. But beginning to end, right? That's your plan, beginning to end. That's owned by the JFC. Every turn, the JFC needs to produce a sync matrix. That sync matrix is going to tell everybody what to do for the turn, right? So op board, full operation, sync matrix for the turn. So this is continuing with our look at the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. This is a sync matrix for the SRV on turn 1. What we have, obviously, title, sync matrix, great. Turn, what turn are we on? This is for turn 1. If I did it for turn 2, would say turn 2. Operation phase. Now, this changes when the JFC decides it's time to change phases. Right now we're in phase 1, right? If you go back to the op board, phase 1 is blunting the PRC offensive. It's turn 1, we're going to execute phase 1. When it's time to execute phase 2, I'll tell you, I'm the JFC, right? This is up to the JFC to decide when it's time to change things. What is the overall phase objective? The overall phase objective is to culminate the enemy offensive north of the Red River and east of Yen Bai, right? That's what we're trying to do. So remember, we're trying to culminate the offensive before the PRC can get to Hanoi and Haiphong. And so what are we doing for this turn? Well, we're going to try to attrit the enemy forces, right, up to 30%. That's our goal for the turn, right? The phase objective changes when we change phases, but the turn objective is new every turn. Keep that in mind. What do I think the enemy is going to do? Anticipated enemy action, and we have it by domain plus fires. So what do I think the enemy is going to do in the land? What do I think the enemy is going to do in the air? What do I think the enemy is going to do at sea? And what do I think the enemy is going to do with their fires? Like, what do I see? I have some simple statements here. You may want to go more in depth, and that's fine also, right? This is, kind of like the U.S. Constitution, the minimum. Feel free to go further in order to provide guidance as the Joint Force Commander. And then I have what I want my friendlies to do, and I'm going by functional command, right? What I want the land guy to do, the air guy to do, the sea guy to do, what I want my J3 to do, and what I want my J4 to get do. So if I'm the Joint Force Commander, I'm telling everybody what the big things I want you to do for the turn, right? We're going to execute phase 1. Phase 1 may last more than one turn. That's cool. I know what my phase objective is, and I know what my turn objective is. My big objectives for the turn. I've told, and this is what I want everybody to do. So if I'm, say, the JFAC and I'm in charge of the air, like I know what the JFC wants me to do. Deny air superiority, the enemy air superiority. All right, that's what I'm doing today. But I also know what the JFLIC's doing, right? I know that he's going to try to attrit the enemy on the two main attack axes that we see. I know that the sea guy is going to try to establish maritime superiority in the Gulf of Tonkin. I know that the J3 is going to support first the JFLIC, but also then me, right? So I know the priorities of the fires and all the other things that the J3 does. And the same with the J4. We're going to maintain the G-locks for the JFLIC, but also we are going to prioritize spending our points on reconstituting units and SAM batteries, right? We know what the priority is, right? So if my SAM batteries get blown up, I can expect the J4 to say, all right, first things first, reconstitute the SAM batteries. Then next things next, reconstitute the ground forces. And then if I say, pretty please, may I reconstitute some air units or other things that I want to do as the JFAC, then the J4 can make a decision, right? But the J4, he or she knows, right? First things first, SAM batteries, ground units. That's what I'm spending my supplies on. So I can anticipate sort of general enemy action. I can see what it is I'm doing, but I can also see where I fit into the big picture, right? That's the purpose of the sync matrix for both the JFC get everybody singing along on the same sheet of music. And then as a component commander or a component lead, what am I doing? What are my objectives? What are my main moves? And then where do I fit into the grand scheme of things, right? So those are the things that I'm looking to get out of the sync matrix. And that's what the JFC should be telling me, again, every turn. Sync matrix is every turn based on the op order. Hopefully that makes sense. For now, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.